Alright, guys, welcome back to another live session. Just give me like 2 minutes, then we can get started. Right, welcome everybody. So, in the previous live session, we looked at how to set up Git, how to install Git, how to create a new repository, and also we created this file here and added it to Git. As you can see, Git is already tracking our changes, and also we saw how we can create branches in Git. So now I am going to show you how you can add files to your repository, how you can create new files, how you can manage your repository, how you can check status and all that stuff. So now this is the file we created in the first example. So now I'm going to show you how you can create another file. Now we shall be working with the VS Code terminal for this particular example, like previously where we were using the Git bash. So now I'll just right click and then I'll create a new file. For example, let's make it an HTML file. So I'll just create index.html and press enter. So when I create this file, you can see it will show us the letter U. Letter U simply means untracked. As you can see, it means that we have created a file, but Git is not actually tracking this particular file. All right, so what we do is we are going to create maybe something in the index.html file. I'll just create the basic HTML file structure. Then I will add here a title for the file and we'll call it just Git examples. And then I'll create something here, h1. Welcome to learning Git. So to add this to GitHub, we are going to go to view and then go to terminal. We are going to open a new terminal. And then if you remember, the command that we were using was the first one we used was git add and then that file name. So let's take an example. Let me add something to this file again. Hello Git, I hope you are good. So you can see here it turns to M, which means that the file has been modified. Now we have two files that we need to add to Git. So to do that, we are going to do git add space and dot. Instead of typing the file name like we did before, we're just going to put the word dot, which simply means that add all files to Git to track. So I'll press enter. Then it has a warning: in the working copy will be replaced by 0 in the next team Git touches it. Right, that's okay. So now this changes to A. That means that index has been added to Git. That means Git is now tracking it. Now we have to now commit the changes. After including the files to the staging area, you need to commit it to the repository. So we shall just use the command git commit space -m, then inside the brackets put commit message. So we can call it, make sure your commit message is descriptive of what you added. So we can say added index file and modified hello text, because those are the two changes we made, and then press enter. Then you can see now this has gone. That means now all this has been committed, and then the last thing is we have to do push to our repository. So we just do git push and press enter. Then here you can see that it has been pushed to master. So to check the status, this is another command. You can just do git status and press enter. You can see nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions at this point, be sure you ask it. And now, when you want to look at our commit history, there's another command called git log. So git log displays a list of all commits in our repository, including the commit hash, the author, the date, the commit messages, everything. So I'll press enter. You can see that it shows that I committed that during that time, and I added index file and modified that. And then I also committed early morning today, and that was it. The branch feature. You see that it will give you all those details. Now, let's talk about creating and switching branches. I looked at it again. We looked at it in the morning, so let's go through it again. So we shall just use the command git checkout and then the name of the branch. Okay, before we check out, let's just do git branch to see which branches we have. We have two branches, feature and master. And also here you can see master is the active branch. So I'll do git checkout, then the branch name, which is feature. Spelling, be careful. So you can see I have switched to the branch feature, and once I switch to the branch feature, you can see the branch has still the previous commit that we had, and VS Code here will show us only the branch that we are currently working on. So to switch back to the main branch, we can just do git checkout master. Is it? Yes, then we are back to master, and you can see all the changes that we've made in here. All right. So sometimes you need to merge So to merge, we can just do git merge, then the branch name. And then it says already up to date. Then sometimes you may figure out there are merge conflicts, and to deal with merge conflicts, this will really depend on the scenario of the merge conflict, the thing that have been added to all the changes that you've made and what is really causing the merge conflicts. But this is also something you need to learn if you're working with Git, how to resolve merge conflicts, because they happen and it's totally normal. So to do that, you just have to pull back and then use the different Git commands, fetch, pull, and all that to make sure that you figure out all that is happening with our merge conflict. So guys, if you have any questions at this point, make sure you ask and feel free to comment if you have any questions about how you can manage your Git repository. And then one last thing, let me go back to our repository that we created. So we all remember the repository we created. You can see when I go to repositories, it's called portfolio, and you can see that all our work has been added here. Even the index.html has been added here with what we have written. Then also the hello.txt is all here. Then from here we can also switch branches. We can see all branches. So you can see there's only one branch because we did not push to the feature branch. That's why it's still showing one. But basically that is it. And this is something you need to familiar with when you're working with Git and all that. So however much you have repository, you have to follow specific steps how to create a repository. That is two ways, by just doing Git init and then also creating from GitHub directly as you become very familiar with Git. So you'll find it a tool that you will need every now and then. So guys, let me know if you have any questions, and tomorrow we shall go live again and we shall look at something else in Git as well, just a continuation building out on this. So thank you all for those who have showed up, and see you in the next live session.